If you found this message, that means that the silent scream within you has finally been heard. It means that the relentless hum of anxiety, the phantom weight on your chest, the ceaseless chatter of what-ifs has reached a crescendo, a frequency that resonates only with those on the precipice. You've stumbled upon this not by chance, but by a desperate, almost primal, yearning for a silence that feels forever lost. Imagine waking up one day and realizing that your life, your very existence, is a meticulously crafted illusion. Not a grand, theatrical illusion, but a subtle, insidious one. A pervasive fog that distorts every perception, every emotion, every decision. You believe you are navigating the world, but in truth, you are merely reacting to shadows, to echoes of fears and desires that are not your own. Here's the paradox. You are told to seek peace, to find stillness, to conquer your anxieties. Yet, the very act of seeking creates a relentless pursuit, a desperate grasping that only amplifies the turmoil. You are told to control your thoughts, to master your emotions, but the more you try, the more they slip through your fingers, like sand in a clenched fist. Have you ever wondered why, in a world saturated with self-help gurus and mindfulness apps, anxiety continues to thrive? Why the promises of inner peace seem perpetually out of reach? Why, despite all your efforts, the specter of dread still lingers in the corners of your mind? Is it you? Are you inherently flawed, incapable of achieving the tranquility that others seem to possess? Or is there something more profound, something hidden, something deliberately obscured from your view? Consider this. What if the very foundation upon which you build your understanding of reality is flawed? What if the anxiety you feel is not a personal failing, but a symptom of a much deeper, systemic delusion? What if the peace you seek is not a destination to be reached, but a state of being that has been deliberately veiled, a truth that has been systematically erased from your consciousness? You are told to look outward for solutions, to seek validation from external sources, to conform to societal expectations. But what if the answers lie within, buried beneath layers of conditioning and fear? What if the true source of your anxiety is not the world around you, but the world within you, a world you have been taught to ignore, to suppress, to deny? Think of a dream. You are immersed in it, believing it to be real until you wake up. Suddenly, the fears, the anxieties, the struggles of the dream vanish, replaced by the clarity of waking consciousness. But what if your waking life is also a dream, a more intricate, more convincing dream, but a dream nonetheless? What if the anxieties you experience are merely the nightmares of this waking dream, phantoms created by your own unconscious beliefs? The questions echo in the stillness, unanswered, unsettling. You feel a pull, an undeniable urge to unravel this enigma, to break free from the chains of your own mind. You sense that the truth is within reach, a hidden key that will unlock the door to a world beyond anxiety, a world of profound peace and unwavering clarity. But the journey ahead is not for the faint of heart. It requires a willingness to challenge everything you thought you knew, to confront the deepest fears that lurk in the shadows of your subconscious. Are you ready to step into the unknown? Are you ready to question the very fabric of your reality? The path to true freedom awaits, but the first step is to acknowledge the illusion, to recognize the silent scream within. The next step, the next revelation, will shatter the very foundation of your perceived reality. The hidden problem, the insidious force that perpetuates this cycle of anxiety, is the unwavering belief in the external reality. You are told, from the moment you are born, that the world outside of you is concrete, immutable, and beyond your control. This belief, deeply ingrained by societal conditioning, educational systems, and media narratives, forms the bedrock of your perceived reality. It is the invisible cage that confines your consciousness, the silent puppeteer that dictates your emotional responses. Think of the ancient Gnostics, who spoke of the archons, unseen entities that manipulate human consciousness, keeping it trapped in a state of ignorance. Or consider the Hermetic philosophy, which asserts that, as above, so below, as within, so without. This principle suggests that your external reality is merely a reflection of your internal state, a holographic projection of your deepest beliefs and fears. Neville Goddard, with his emphasis on the law of assumption, argued that your reality is shaped by your dominant thoughts and assumptions. James Allen, in As a Man Thinketh, echoed this sentiment, highlighting the transformative power of inner thought. Vadim Zeland, in his Reality Transurfing, introduced the concept of pendulums, energetic structures that feed on your emotional energy, pulling you into their destructive oscillations. Rudolf Steiner, in his exploration of anthroposophy, spoke of the subtle forces that shape human perception, the unseen influences that mold our understanding of the world. Manly P. Hall, with his deep dive into the esoteric and occult, demonstrated the power of symbolism and archetypes in shaping the collective unconscious. Dodson Frederick, in his exploration of the subconscious mind, indicated the power of deeply ingrained beliefs and their control on our actions. These thinkers, across different eras and disciplines, converge on a central theme. Your perception of reality is not objective, but subjective, shaped by your internal beliefs and emotional states. You are not a passive observer, but an active creator of your experience. The psychological root of anxiety lies in this fundamental misunderstanding. You believe that your happiness, your security, your very survival depend on external circumstances. You become obsessed with controlling the uncontrollable, with predicting the unpredictable. You seek validation from others, fearing their judgment, their rejection. You strive for material possessions, believing they will bring you lasting satisfaction. This relentless pursuit of external validation creates a perpetual state of unease. You are constantly comparing yourself to others, measuring your worth against societal standards, fearing the loss of what you believe you possess. The ego, the false self constructed from external influences, becomes your master, dictating your thoughts, your emotions, your actions. Philosophically, this illusion stems from a separation between the self and the universe. You perceive yourself as an isolated entity, separate from the interconnected web of existence. This separation creates a sense of vulnerability, a fear of being at the mercy of forces beyond your control. You forget that you are not merely a part of the universe, but the universe experiencing itself. This illusion is reinforced by the constant bombardment of sensory information, the relentless stream of media narratives, the pervasive culture of consumerism. You are taught to identify with your physical body, your social status, your material possessions, forgetting your true nature as a conscious being, a creator of your reality. The consequences of this illusion are profound. You live in a state of perpetual anxiety, fearing the future, regretting the past, never fully present in the moment. You become trapped in a cycle of desire and aversion, constantly chasing fleeting pleasures, constantly avoiding perceived threats. You feel a sense of powerlessness, a belief that you are a victim of circumstances, a pawn in a cosmic game. You lose sight of your inherent power, your creative potential, your ability to shape your reality. The anxiety becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, reinforcing the illusion, perpetuating the cycle. But beneath the surface of this illusion, a deeper truth awaits. A truth that whispers of your inherent power, your infinite potential, your connection to the source of all creation. The next step is to uncover the unseen consequences of this illusion, to understand how it silently shapes your personal and societal realities, and to awaken to the possibility of a world beyond anxiety. The unseen consequences of this pervasive illusion extend far beyond individual anxiety, silently shaping the very fabric of your personal and societal realities. This illusion, the belief in an objective external reality, operates through a complex interplay of cognitive biases, neurological insights, and cultural conditioning, creating a self-perpetuating cycle of fear and limitation. Consider the cognitive bias of confirmation bias, the tendency to seek out and interpret information that confirms your existing beliefs. If you believe that the world is a dangerous and unpredictable place, you will naturally focus on evidence that supports this belief, ignoring or discounting contradictory information. This creates a distorted perception of reality, reinforcing your anxieties. Neurologically, the amygdala, the brain's fear center, plays a crucial role. When you perceive a threat, real or imagined, the amygdala triggers a cascade of physiological responses, preparing your body for fight or flight. This response, while essential for survival in genuinely dangerous situations, becomes maladaptive when triggered by chronic anxiety. The constant activation of the amygdala leads to heightened sensitivity to perceived threats, creating a state of perpetual hypervigilance. Cultural conditioning further amplifies these tendencies. Societal narratives, often perpetuated by media and advertising, promote a culture of fear and scarcity. You are bombarded with messages that emphasize the dangers of the world, the importance of material possessions, and the need for external validation. This constant exposure to fear-based narratives creates a collective consciousness of anxiety, a shared belief that the world is a hostile and unpredictable place. This illusion silently shapes your personal realities in countless ways. It affects your relationships, your career choices, your health, and your overall sense of well-being. You become trapped in patterns of self-sabotage, avoiding risks, fearing failure, and constantly seeking external approval. You limit your potential, believing that you are incapable of achieving your dreams. The anxiety seeps into your relationships, creating patterns of insecurity and dependence. You fear rejection, constantly seeking reassurance, and struggling to trust others. You become overly critical of yourself and others, projecting your own insecurities onto those around you. In your career, the anxiety manifests as fear of failure, leading to stagnation and missed opportunities. You avoid taking risks, staying in unfulfilling jobs, and suppressing your creative potential. You become obsessed with external validation, seeking recognition and approval from superiors and peers. Your physical health also suffers. Chronic anxiety leads to a range of health problems, including insomnia, digestive issues, headaches, and heart disease. The constant stress response weakens your immune system, making you more susceptible to illness. On a societal level, this illusion perpetuates a culture of competition, conflict, and division. You see others as threats, competing for limited resources, fearing their success. This creates a climate of distrust and animosity, hindering collaboration and cooperation. The illusion also fuels a culture of consumerism, where happiness is equated with material possessions. You are constantly bombarded with messages that tell you what you lack, creating a sense of dissatisfaction and inadequacy. This leads to overconsumption, environmental degradation, and a relentless pursuit of fleeting pleasures. The consequences are not merely personal, they are planetary. The illusion of separation, the belief that you are separate from nature, leads to environmental destruction. You exploit natural resources, disregard ecological balance, and contribute to climate change. You are living in a world shaped by these unseen consequences, a world where anxiety is normalized, where fear is prevalent, and where true peace seems elusive. But within this chaos, a seed of awakening is planted. You begin to question the narratives that have shaped your reality, to challenge the assumptions that have limited your potential. You feel a growing sense of unease, a sense that something is fundamentally wrong. You start to see the patterns, the cycles of fear and limitation that perpetuate your anxiety. You realize that you are not a victim of circumstances, but a creator of your experience. The urgency to break free from this unseen trap intensifies. You understand that the path to true freedom lies in transcending the illusion, in reclaiming your power, in recognizing your connection to the source of all creation. The next step is to embrace the rebellion, to challenge the status quo, to break free from the chains of your own mind. The rebellion begins with a radical shift in perspective, a conscious decision to challenge everything you thought you knew. It's a declaration of independence from the tyranny of external validation, a refusal to be defined by societal expectations. It's the moment you realize that the power to create your reality resides within you, not in the world outside. This rebellion is not about fighting against the world, but about transforming your inner world. It's about dismantling the false beliefs, the limiting assumptions, the ingrained fears that have kept you trapped in a cycle of anxiety. It's about understanding that you are not your thoughts, nor are you your emotions, but rather, you are the conscious observer of them. The counterintuitive solution lies in relinquishing control, in surrendering to the present moment. Instead of trying to control your thoughts, you learn to observe them without judgment, without attachment. You become the silent witness, watching the ebb and flow of your mental activity, recognizing that your thoughts are not facts, but merely transient patterns of energy. This shift in perspective allows you to detach from the emotional charge of your thoughts, to disidentify with the stories they tell. You realize that your anxieties are not reflections of reality, but projections of your fears. You begin to question the validity of your fears, to examine the underlying assumptions that fuel them. Mindfulness, meditation, and self-inquiry become powerful tools in this rebellion. They allow you to cultivate awareness, to observe your thoughts and emotions with clarity, to recognize the patterns of your mind. They provide a space for stillness, a refuge from the relentless chatter of the ego. Consider the historical examples of those who broke free from the constraints of their time, those who dared to challenge the status quo. Think of the mystics, the philosophers, the artists, the scientists who defied conventional wisdom, who dared to explore the uncharted territories of consciousness. They understood that true freedom lies in transcending the limitations of the mind, in aligning with the deeper currents of existence. You can begin to reclaim control by focusing on your internal state, rather than external circumstances. Instead of seeking validation from others, you cultivate self-acceptance and self-compassion. You learn to trust your intuition, to follow your inner guidance, to align with your authentic self. Practical steps you can take today for free include conscious breathing. When anxiety arises, take a few moments to focus on your breath. Inhale deeply, hold for a few seconds, and exhale slowly. This simple practice helps to calm the nervous system and bring you back to the present moment. Thought observation. Practice observing your thoughts without judgment. Imagine your thoughts as clouds passing across the sky or leaves floating down a stream. This detachment allows you to disidentify with your thoughts and recognize their transient nature. Gratitude practice. Cultivate a daily practice of gratitude. Focus on the positive aspects of your life, the things you appreciate, the moments of joy. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from fear to appreciation. Nature immersion. Spend time in nature. Connect with the natural world. Observe the beauty of your surroundings. Feel the earth beneath your feet. Nature has a calming effect on the nervous system and helps to restore a sense of balance. Affirmations and intentions. Use positive affirmations and intentions to reprogram your subconscious mind. Repeat affirmations that align with your desired reality, focusing on feelings of peace, confidence, and abundance. Set intentions for your day, focusing on what you want to create rather than what you fear. Journaling. Write down your thoughts and feelings. This allows you to process your emotions and gain clarity on your internal world. Limiting media consumption. Reduce or eliminate exposure to fear-based media. Visualization. Imagine a peaceful scene or a version of yourself that is free of anxiety. Feel the emotions associated with this image and allow them to permeate your being. This rebellion is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process, a continuous practice of self-awareness and self-transformation. It requires courage, commitment, and a willingness to challenge your own limitations. But the rewards are immeasurable. A life of profound peace, unwavering clarity, and boundless joy. You are not a victim of your circumstances, but a creator of your reality. You have the power to break free from the chains of anxiety, to reclaim your inherent power, to live a life of true freedom. The next step is to embrace the ultimate truth, the final and most powerful realization that will redefine your understanding of reality. The ultimate truth, the final and most powerful realization, is that there is no separation. The illusion of an external reality, the belief that you are separate from the universe, is the root cause of all anxiety. You are not a solitary entity, adrift in a hostile world, but an integral part of a unified consciousness, a single, interconnected web of existence. This revelation transcends intellectual understanding. It is a profound shift in perception, a direct experience of oneness. It's the moment you realize that the universe is not something out there, but something in here, a reflection of your own consciousness. You are not merely a participant in the cosmic drama. You are the playwright, the director, and the actor, all rolled into one. This understanding shatters the illusion of control. You realize that you cannot control the external world, but you can control your internal state. You can choose your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, and in doing so, you shape your experience of reality. You are not at the mercy of circumstances, but the master of your own destiny. The anxiety dissolves, not through force or suppression, but through understanding. You recognize that your fears are merely shadows, projections of your own unconscious beliefs. You see that the world is not a dangerous place, but a mirror reflecting your inner state. You understand that true security lies not in external circumstances, but in your connection to the source of all creation. This realization redefines your understanding of reality. You see that the world is not fixed or static, but fluid and malleable, shaped by your consciousness. You understand that your thoughts and emotions are not merely subjective experiences, but powerful forces that shape your reality. You become aware of the interconnectedness of all things, the subtle web of energy that connects you to every living being, to every element of the universe. The past struggles, the years of anxiety, the relentless pursuit of external validation suddenly make sense. They were not meaningless trials, but essential steps on your journey to awakening. They were the catalysts that propelled you towards this moment of profound clarity. You see that the anxiety was not your enemy, but your guide, a messenger urging you to look within, to question your assumptions, to reclaim your power. It was the signal that a change was needed. You realized that the peace you sought was not a destination to be reached, but a state of being to be embodied. It's the stillness that arises from knowing that you are not separate, that you are not alone, that you are an integral part of the universe. It's the peace that comes from the silent, knowing that all is well. This understanding transforms your relationship with the world. You no longer see others as threats, but as reflections of yourself. You no longer seek validation from external sources, but find it within. You no longer fear the future, but embrace the present moment, knowing that it is the only moment that truly exists. You become a beacon of light, radiating peace, joy, and compassion. Your presence alone transforms the energy around you, uplifting those who are still trapped in the illusion of separation. You become a living example of the power of consciousness, a testament to the possibility of a world beyond anxiety. The final revelation is not a concept to be grasped, but an experience to be lived. It's the moment you step into your true power, the moment you realize that you are not merely a human being, but a conscious creator, a co-creator of the universe. The illusion of separation dissolves, leaving only the pure, radiant awareness of oneness. You are no longer bound by the limitations of the ego, but free to explore the infinite expanse of your consciousness. You are no longer a victim of circumstances, but a master of your destiny. The journey does not end here, but begins anew. You are now free to create a life of profound meaning, purpose, and joy, a life aligned with your highest potential. You are free to live without anxiety, to embrace the beauty and wonder of existence, to contribute your unique gifts to the world. The echoes of the silent scream fade, replaced by the harmonious symphony of your true self. You are home.